In ancient Rome, the gladiatorial games were a form of entertainment unlike any other. In these brutal contests, armed combatants fought to the death, cheered on by crowds of thousands. But it wasn't just humans who faced off in the arena. Sometimes, the gladiators had to face terrifying beasts. The origins of the gladiatorial games are unclear, but they are believed to have originated in the Etruscan civilization of ancient Italy. The Etruscans were a mysterious and warlike people, and they are thought to have held gladiatorial contests as part of their funeral ceremonies. These early gladiatorial contests were likely religious in nature, and they were meant to honor the deceased and appease the gods. The gladiators were slaves or prisoners who fought to the death, and the spectators watched and cheered as the combat unfolded. When the Romans conquered the Etruscans and absorbed their culture, they adopted the practice of gladiatorial games and made it their own. The Romans added their own elements to the games, such as more organized and formal rules and regulations, and they began to hold them on a regular basis. The gladiatorial games became a popular form of entertainment in Rome, and they were held in the city's famous amphitheaters. The games were a spectacle like no other, and they attracted crowds of thousands who came to see the gladiators battle against each other and against wild animals. The gladiatorial games were a spectacle like no other. In the Colosseum, a vast amphitheater in the heart of Rome, thousands of spectators would gather to watch as skilled warriors fought to the death. In ancient Rome, becoming a gladiator was a brutal and often involuntary process. Most gladiators were slaves who were bought and trained by gladiatorial schools, which were owned by wealthy individuals or the state. Some were prisoners of war, while others were criminals who were sentenced to the arena instead of prison. Some free men also chose to become gladiators, either for the money or for the fame and glory that came with victory in the arena. These men were known as eachother, and they were typically lower-class citizens who saw the gladiatorial life as a way to improve their social standing. To become a gladiator, a person had to undergo intense training and conditioning. They would learn to use various weapons and fighting styles, and they would be taught how to survive and thrive in the dangerous and chaotic world of the arena. Once they were ready, the gladiators would be matched up with opponents and sent into the arena to fight. If they won, they would be rewarded with money, food, and other prizes. But if they lost, they could be killed or sold into slavery. Gladiators fought animals as part of the gladiatorial games, a popular form of entertainment in ancient Rome. The Romans loved to see the gladiators battle against fierce and exotic beasts, and the spectacle of man versus beast was a favorite among the crowds. The animals that the gladiators fought varied depending on the region and the time period. In Rome, they commonly fought against lions, bears, and wild boars. These animals were brought to the city from Africa and other parts of the empire, and they were kept in special training camps before being sent into the arena. In some cases, the gladiators also fought against more exotic animals, such as elephants, tigers, and even crocodiles. These animals were less common, but they were no less dangerous, and they added an extra element of excitement and danger to the games. Overall, the reasons for fighting animals in the arena were primarily for entertainment and spectacle. The Romans loved to see the gladiators battle against these fearsome beasts, and the contests were a popular part of the gladiatorial games. But for the gladiators themselves, fighting animals was just another dangerous and deadly challenge that they had to face. These battles between man and beast were a popular part of the gladiatorial games, and the Romans loved to see the bravery and skill of their warriors on display. Becoming a gladiator was a risky and often deadly proposition, but for some, the rewards were worth the risks. If a gladiator was successful in the arena, they could earn a variety of rewards and benefits. These rewards could include money, food, and other necessities, as well as more intangible benefits such as fame and recognition. One of the most common rewards for a successful gladiator was money. The Romans loved to gamble on the outcomes of the games, and the winners could earn significant sums of money from their victories. Money could be used to buy necessities, such as food and clothing, or it could be saved or invested for the future. Another reward for a successful gladiator was food. The gladiators were slaves, and they were often malnourished and poorly treated. But a victory in the arena could earn them a better diet and higher quality food, which could improve their health and well-being. In addition to these practical rewards, a successful gladiator could also earn fame and recognition. The Romans loved to cheer on their favorite gladiators, and a skilled fighter could become a celebrity of sorts, with fans and admirers from all walks of life. The rewards for a successful gladiator could be significant, but they came at a high price. The gladiators were slaves, and their lives were always in danger. They fought for the enjoyment of the Roman people, and their lives were at the mercy of their masters. But for some, the rewards were worth the risks. It is difficult to say which gladiator won the most tournaments, as records from ancient Rome are not complete and many details have been lost to history. However, there were several gladiators who were known for their skill and success in the arena. One of the most famous gladiators of all time was Spartacus, a Thracian slave who led a rebellion against the Romans. Spartacus was a skilled fighter and a natural leader, and he had won many battles in the arena. He became a legend and a symbol of resistance, and his story had been told and retold for centuries. Another famous gladiator was Commodus, who later became the Roman emperor. Commodus was known for his skill and prowess in the arena, and he was said to have won thousands of battles. He was known for his arrogance and cruelty, and his reign as emperor was marked by violence and corruption. There were many other successful gladiators throughout Roman history, and their names and stories have been lost to time. But these two are among the most famous, and their legacy lives on as a reminder of the brutal and fascinating world of the gladiatorial games. Despite the danger and cruelty of the gladiatorial games, they remained popular for centuries. But eventually, public opinion began to turn against them, and in the year 404 AD, the Roman Emperor Honorius banned them altogether. Today, the Colosseum stands as a testament to a brutal and distant past. But the legacy of the gladiatorial games lives on, as a reminder of the savage and fascinating world of ancient Rome.